Hi friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. This is a shifting video. You're not going to hear any noises. You might hear a little rain because we have a bit of a storm going on right now. So you might hear that, but I thought it would be a good idea. Let me zip this up. It's like a weird shirt I have under there. But I wanted to wear the Toshinori hoodie. What do you guys think? Wait, my hair got up there. Some of it got in my mouth too. As you guys know, no makeup has been my thing lately. I got to put on a little bit of, Vaseline or whatever. Nails need to be done so bad. I look horrible. So I have a little bit of a dilemma, and some of you guys who are in my Discord, you know about what's going on between me and like everybody. And I didn't really explain a lot of what happened because I didn't want to give away anything. But I have to tell you guys before tomorrow because I'm going to shift tonight so I can let you guys know what happened. Maybe I'm hoping Saturday. I don't know. If I was to shift tonight and not be able to tell you what happened before, I'd be trying to rush and tell you guys on Friday and Saturday. So I feel like this is enough time for me to explain what's going on and kind of tell you guys what happened and let you guys get an insight on what you think I should do. And because so I had this brilliant, wonderful idea because I figured, and it's really my fault. I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to tell you anything good or bad has happened. But you guys, some of you guys know, you have a gist of what I'm dealing with. Before I explain that, I have to go back to Sunday when I shifted back to my hero because it wasn't actually a real shift. I was actually pulled there by Toshinori because last time I wouldn't let him, I wouldn't come to him. So he said, next time you're going to come to me no matter what. And I just said, whatever, because Toshinori can't make me come to him. Like, he can't physically pull me to him, right? Well, apparently I was wrong because I woke up smelling strawberries and I slowly, I thought I was waking up from, and it was the weirdest thing ever because when I do shift there, I know the days that, because of my biological clock and because of the fear of this world, because of what's here, which you guys also don't know about that either. Also, that's the kind of thing that keep me a little bit grounded. It keeps me sort of grounded here. So I know that I'm actually in a shift or in a sleep shift. And I know I know the next day there's going to be work, whether I have work or not. I'm never going to go to sleep on a Monday and then shift and then say, oh, I didn't know that tomorrow was Tuesday. I'm always going to know because I'm very aware and very self-conscious when I do shift because for me, it's shifting out of my consciousness. It's not a sleep state or being pulled into sleep. That's why I have so much control over what happens in my shift. And so, but I had no control. Literally, the light was beaming into my window, and I'm like, oh, it feels like Saturday. And I'm like, but that can't be right. But you guys know the time was like pulled back or whatever. So it's actually just lighter than it appears. And I thought it was really weird because it was early. So here I am in this world, the one we're in now, wondering, wonder what's going on. Lo and behold, I was actually pulled. My mouse just moved. That was creepy. I think I just bumped the table and it kind of moved a little bit. So anyway, there's that. So then later that night, I got home and I was just having like a really rough day. And I said, you know what, I need to go back to my hero. And I didn't know Toshinori could pull. So, and I thought it was so weird the first time because I didn't feel like I shifted anywhere. I literally just woke up and everything was normal. And next thing you know, the same sort of thing happened again, except this time I wasn't my hero. But there was light beaming in through the window. And I was sitting at a table like this with my hands in front of me. And I couldn't move my hands. So I had all of this stuff in front of me. Toshinori was like, hi, Cotton Candy Doll. He's like, I've been waiting for you to come back. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, hi. And it just feels so weird because, 1 second. Sorry about that. See if you can spot what was out of place before I switch the video. I don't need to tell you. You probably can already tell. I had to pause the video for that because I noticed it, and I'm like, wait, yeah, I had to. So the whole thing felt strange because, so I'm sitting there, and Toshinori is like making whatever he's doing dishes, but also like making like my breakfast and stuff for me, like he normally does. But he just seems really angry, and I had actually forgot about like it had been like two. How many days had it been just before that happened? My last shift when I told you guys about all the stuff I did to Toshinori and about what I did to Madara. So, um, I guess Toshinori had been like stewing because he was like, he just started going off. Um, and it was kind of scary because he's like, after all this time, you would think that somebody would appreciate what I'm trying to do for them, how I'm trying to protect them. But I see that she's not even grateful for that. And I wanted to say back to him like, it's you don't you don't go with like blackmail, like you don't agree with it. It's not something meant to be agreeable. So no, how would I know? And why would I tell you about something when I knew the risks involved? I wanted to say that so bad, but I couldn't speak. And then I'm like, I tried to say Toshinori, and I was like, and he's like, oh, I see. You're trying to respond. So he came back over to the table, and he's like, it looks like um, you've had a lot of narcotics today. So because of those narcotics, you're not going to be able to talk to me like normal. So just wait patiently, okay? Just wait patiently, like a good little girl, while Daddy finishes the dishes. And I'm just like, he's saying, while Daddy finishes the dishes. So, are you angry because Madara like smashed me when you're the one who set that up in the first place? How dare you? You can't be mad at me about that when you did that. That was your doing, not mine. So he's like, um, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have all this delicious food in front of me. I can't even eat it. So then I'm staring at it and Toshinori goes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I still can't speak what I want to say. You know, it's okay. What's done is done. Let's just move on. You know me, instead of being punished or trying to do any of that stuff, if we can move on further and I can get away with it, that's a score for me. Of course, right? So he's like, I know that you're kind of hungry. Let me feed you something. And I'm like, feed me what? And he picks up the coffee. He's like, I'm gonna drink out of this coffee so that you see that, you know, you can trust me, since I don't believe you think you can trust me. And he took a sip out of it, and then he's like, here, you drink it. And he held it up to my lips. I couldn't really drink it. And he's like, why aren't you drinking it? It's because you don't trust me, huh? He's like, oh, she's not gonna speak then. You're gonna make me force you to speak since you're not choosing to talk. And I'm like this, I'm like I can move my head a little bit, and he's like, what's that? He's like, Candy, is something wrong? Did something happen to you? I'm like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I don't know. And he's like, let's go. So he picked me up and like carried me into his room. And while he was carrying me in the room, I couldn't hold on to him or anything because I couldn't move my legs or my arms or anything. So Toshinori was carrying me to his bedroom, and I looked over and I saw Madara sitting in a chair. His arms were like this, and his arms and stuff was like folded. And he's just watching, like, Toshinori, bring me over. So Toshinori puts me on the bed, and he grabs this, it's like the thing he always uses, but this was a little bit different. It's actual, like, shackles. And I was just like, you can't put those shackles on me. Do you realize my race? You know what color I am? You can't do that. That is so, like, taboo, and just, I know for, okay, I don't speak for everyone, okay? But for me, I feel like I can never be in that. I will take a rope. I will take handcuffs, leather straps, things like that. Um, even like the little. Make sure that, okay, if you're watching my channel, make sure that you're like 21 or 18 over or 21 or over, please. Please don't be like some kid watching this channel because it's inappropriate for you if you're under 18. Thank you. So this story is going to be very cringy. So those of you who want to continue to listen, you can. If you feel like just jumping off of the video, you can. You don't have to watch it. You don't even have to thumbs up it if you don't want. You can thumbs it down. This is just everyone's. I accept whoever's opinions come to me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'll continue. So he took like these shackles out. He started playing mommy, and I'm like, I had him like this, and then he had so there was like, so the shackles were like this, so my arms were crossed, and then the wrist part had little holes in it. He double looped them with a rope, and he had something attached to the ceiling above his bed, and he tied it. So my hands were up like this, and I was like on my knees. And he's like, it looks like you're praying for mercy, being set up like that. And I couldn't speak, so then he went over. He said, since you can't talk anyway, I might as well just put this little thing inside of your mouth. You like hard things in your mouth, don't you? You want something really hard, right? And I was just like, I managed to like smirk a little bit, like, okay, I'll play this game with you. I can't do anything. I can't do nothing. I can't even speak, so I can't even say my word to come back from there. Yes, you need to be able to speak it, like say it. Just a warning. So if you go somewhere, you're completely committed. If you forget your word, or it has to be something you can remember, and it has to be something that will bring you back immediately or make you slowly come back. Because when you come back, if you come back, for me, if I come back too quick, it hits my tummy. And you guys know it gives you that nauseous feeling, and your stomach just hurts. It's like twisting and pulling, and it just feels like someone's taking a knife. Okay, I'll just stop. I'm not going to continue. So anyway, he had me hiked up on the bed, and for a moment, I forgot like Madara was there. So I kind of smirked a little bit, and I'm looking at Toshinori. And then I remembered him, and he's just like this. And I'm like, oh my God, he's watching me. So then I look away like this, and he's like, and Toshinori's like, don't mind our guest. He's just trying to learn from me how to punish properly. And I'm like, punish properly? What is he talking about? And Toshinori is like, you remember the bet we made? Remember the deal that we made a long time ago? You said you would stop. And I said I would stop too. We both agreed on that, right? I'm like, yeah, but that's until you cross the line. He said, oh, I'm talking. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking. I'm like, okay, Toshinori, continue. Like, I'm not. So I couldn't say anything, but I'm just like, literally like, don't interrupt me. I'm talking. Like, okay, fine. Go ahead. And I was like, see what you got to say. And I'm glad I managed to get this. I think when I managed to laugh or I managed to smirk, I was able to instantly like be able to speak a little. I didn't have all of my like willpower. It's like it was taken. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure that out because I have never like shifted somewhere and wasn't able to think. I've never shifted somewhere and didn't know what happened. I have never shifted somewhere and not been able to like literally move the way I wanted or like maneuver things because nothing was going my way right now. Literally. The only thing I was able to finally do is like be able to talk a little bit. So I was getting a little bit, but it's like that piece of my will was like taken. So Toshinori is like, you don't have to explain yourself. He's like, I already know. He's like, the bet we made. I'm like, yeah. I said, that's before, you crossed the line with the Madara or whatever. And he's like, you should have just went along with it anyway. You think I'm just going to go along with some weird shenanigan like let the guy who's blackmailing me sleep with me and with you knowing and you're going to pretend to be oblivious to it completely? Like, that's not going to happen. So I'm like, okay, do what you will. Do your worst. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, please, and I'm like, please. So then I'm like, oh, I know, I'll just say my word and I'll come back. So I'm like, I know. I say pineapple, and Toshinori starts laughing. And Madara's just looking like, I don't like pineapple. I'm saying it, but it's not working. I'm saying my word and it's not working. So I'm like, I wonder why my word's not working. Also, I'm being kind of quiet because, I mean, I don't want, there's other people too. But also, I just can't believe that that happened. So Toshinori is like, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I'm surprised you can still use um your word, your safe word, right? Isn't that our word, pineapple? I'm like, how do you know my word is? He said you used it a long time ago. And he said, you can't ask for your guide either to come help you, right? You can't ask them to come help you. So I'm like, hold on. How do you know all this, Toshinori? How do you know? I'm like, oh. So I'm starting to get back my voice. I'm starting to actually be able to move a little bit. So I do like this to my hands, and I'm like, okay, so I should be able to break out of this but I couldn't break them. So he's like, you know what? You remember what our deal was? And I'm like, no, Toshinori, what was our deal? I 100% know what he said. He said next time he was going to take my virginity someplace else in a different area that hasn't been touched yet by anybody. But I didn't want to, remind him in case he forgot. So he was like, I knew he was going to say something like that. He was like, your sweet virgin ass is mine today. And no, I'm like, that's not, that's not the agreement. That's not, he's like, today it is. And so, like, he had his shirt and stuff on and everything. He took his shirt off. His muscles was, like, bulging. And he's like, no. He goes, wait, I think I want to play a game. And I'm like, what kind of a game? I'm trying to, even though I know I'm about to get, like, pulverized by this, like, I don't want, that is something I don't want touched. And I'm just thinking to myself, I have to, no matter what, I have to find a way to make my safe word work. Like, why isn't it working? So now he's starting to talk. He's just talking and talking and talking. And he's complaining. He's talking about all the stuff, I did and how I'm not grateful for having him and how I don't come to see him as much. Even though I know what's really going on, I still don't come and see him. Because Madara and him made a deal and all this stuff. And as long as I spend enough time with him, I can spend time with as much time with Toshinori as I wanted and all this stuff. So, and then he stopped and he's like, he looks over his trunk. He's like, you know what I should do? He's like, I'm going to shoot you. So he starts undoing his trunk. And when he opens his trunk, it makes and it goes smash. And then he pulls out the gun that looks like a shotgun. And so Madara's like, whoa, man, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to shoot her. I'm like, he's going to kill me. I'm like, no, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm like, help. Madara, you have to help me. He's like, if you help her, Toshinori looked at him like side-eyed. He's like, if you help her, you're pathetic. And then Madara's like, man, but think about what you're doing though first. Think about what you're doing. Because, hey, if I can't use my safe word, if I can't use my word to come back here, well, I'm definitely not letting him smash me there. Like, no. So then he's like, think about what you're doing. You can't do this. He's like, you can't kill her. And then Toshinori's like, what? I'm not going to kill her. He goes, you're holding a gun. You're holding a gun in your hand. He's like, your ass is mine. Don't worry, Cotton Candy Dye. Your ass is mine. And Madara is like, she's not a virgin, though. Are you sure you're okay? She's not a virgin. He goes, well, I guess if you're not penetrating that deep, that would count. And I go, we're not talking about that, okay? We're not talking about that. Iwe, R-A, Atne, talking about that, okay? We're not talking about that at all. You're like completely confused, and I'm glad. So I start screaming, and Toshinori's like, stop it, otherwise somebody is going to hear you, and they're going to think that I'm trying to kill you. And Madara is like, you're not trying to kill her. He's like, just one shot. Oh, that's all it takes. And I'm like, help. I'm like, Toshinori, no. And Madara comes up and he touches the gun and You guys know it's the trank gun. It's not like an actual real gun. He just wants the, I don't know, the medicine he gave me before, whatever. So Madara touched me. He did something where he touched my arm, and everything got released, and I was able to use my word somehow and come back here. And the reason I'm saying somehow, guys, guess what? So the night before my shift and whatever, I said I'm not gonna use the word pineapple anymore. I said I'm gonna use a different word, something that no one is gonna know. And then I thought, but what better word to use than Tamati? Tamati is. I can tell you. I think I showed you guys Tamati one time, and kicking this thing. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, it's been 20 minutes already. Great. The story is going along pretty good. I'm making good timing, meaning I want to be done because I am going to shift back. And I might actually be in some kind of real trouble now. So my biggest mistake was, should I even tell you guys? No, I'm just going to tell you what happened because I don't want to give anything away. And then I'll just talk about it after I tell you guys. How does that sound? Is that better? Apparently I changed my word and didn't realize it. And so when I was saying it, Toshinori was laughing, and he knew my word. He knew pineapple was not the word I was supposed to be using. He knew I was supposed to be using Tomati. But for some reason, I couldn't remember that crap from my own self. Now, Toshinori, how is it that you were able to get into my head? I'll tell you guys later what happened, because I know what happened. So then I came back, and I was just like, wow, Toshinori almost got me. He was like inches away from me. He hadn't like touched me or done anything to me yet. But like, I would have been in big trouble there. And I'm glad I managed to get away, right? So then I'm here. Here I am at the house. This was Tuesday night. And so I decided, I'm going to shift. And before I got a chance to shift, Boo pulled me. And Boo was like, Cotton Candy, I have your back. Anything you need. I said, okay, Boo, I'm going to need you to watch my back when I go there. I said, Toshinori has been after me. And I'm like, I need you to like make him calm down, some kind of like calm him down a little bit, or do something so that he's not going to be, as angry at me. Or he's like, what did you do? He goes, cousin, what you do now? I'm like, I was like, I did nothing. Like, it's hard not to talk like him, repeating him. But he's so freaking cute though. So Boo is like, okay, I help you. He said, take my hand. So I took his hand. He said, where we go? I said, we're going to go to Madara. I have to go to Madara today. And he's like, okay, be careful of Madara. I said, why? He said, I've been watching Madara. Madara change to other people for you, to trick you, for you. I'm like, Madara changes to different people. He said, yes. Even Frodo. I'm like, even Frodo. So I decided to investigate it a little bit. I haven't seen Frodo. So I go over to Frodo's school, and his teachers, they all run up to me. They're like, oh my goodness, what'd you do? We love Frodo. He's so good. He's such a little angel now. He's like a little prince. They're like saying all these nice things about him. All the kids are like friends with him. He's sitting down nicely. I'm like, wow, that's so different of Frodo to behave that way. I'm like, Frodo, you ready to go with mommy? And Frodo looks at me and he stands up and he's just looking. I'm like, come on, Frodo. Come on, let's go. And I take his hand and he starts walking. And I'm like, this is not Frodo. This is probably, most likely, like Boo said, this is Madara. So then I'm like, okay, well, I said, has he been changed yet? Has anyone changed Madara? I mean, not Madara. Has anyone changed Frodo? And they're like, oh, no. I did accidentally slip and say Madara. And Madara, like, did like this, like, side-eyed me. And I'm like, has he been changed? And they were like, well, he hasn't gone to the bathroom all day. Normally he does 3 to 4 times. I'm like, he hasn't had any big, like, messes in his diaper. They're like, no. I'm like, that's not really good. His doctor said that he should be, eating or drinking something for his tummy. I'm like, did Madara eat or drink anything earlier? And they were like, Madara. And I'm just letting him know, like, yeah. Madara slipped out the first time, but the second time, I actually said it. So he was just like, I was like, come on, let's go. So I took his hand and I brought him out there. I made sure nobody saw him. I'm like, what the heck are you playing at? And Madara changes and he starts laughing. And he's like, how did you know? I'm like, because I know my child is not an angel. He said, I just wanted to give them one good day as Frodo. That's all I was trying to do. I don't mean any harm by it. I'm not trying to do anything. So you have no reason to be suspicious of me, Cotton Candy Law. And he bumps me. He like, did like that and walked by me. And I'm like, bruh, seriously? So I'm like, okay. I said, well, Frodo will be back. I went back inside and I'm like, Frodo will be back tomorrow. And they were like, okay, we look forward to seeing him. So then I'll go, where is Frodo? And there he's like, oh, he's with his godfather. Endeavor, he's basically with Endeavor. They went somewhere, like on a trip or something. So, so that's another problem. I need you guys' help with this problem too, because I can't go see Frodo because he's not there. He's he's there, but he's with Endeavor on a trip. So I can't be lying to him for help no more. Anyway, right now I can't, but I probably can later. So anyway, I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do, Madara? He's like, we can go to my house. We can. I said, no, since I can't hang out with Frodo, then I said today was a Frodo day. I didn't know he'd be gone, so I'll see you tomorrow. He's like, oh, you just gonna just up and leave like that? I said, yeah, I'm gonna leave. We'll see you later. And I say my word, and I start heading back, but then Boo pulls me again, and Boo's like, "Kan Canada." I'm like, thank you, Boo. Thank you for showing me, you know, because I wouldn't be able to see like what's actually happening. Like I can't see with my naked eye him. Like I can't even detect that that's Madara. And I slipped and said Madara like once in front of those people. I mean, the second time I did it on purpose, but the first time I did slip. And he's like, so Madara changed to other people. What do you want me to do? I said, I want you to show me every time he does. And I want you, and then I'll do what I want to do. I'll get him back. He said, what else? I said, that's all I want you to do. I don't want you to do anything else. And he's like, okay, we'll do that for you, Cotton Candy Doll. I said, thank you. So then I followed Madara to like his house or wherever that was. And I was watching him and he was getting like clothes. And I'm like, what's he doing now? So he took out Toshinori's suit, like his hero suit. And then he changed into Toshinori. So I'm like, okay, he changed into freaking Toshinori, but it's not him. And I think he was doing that because he thought I was going to come see Toshinori, which that was my plan anyway. But I knew it was him all along. So I had Boo like, Boo basically showed me these things. So I was able to tell that it was him. So I went to Toshinori's house and I'm like, hey, I'm like, you want to have coffee? He goes, sure. I walked up and I gave him a kiss and stuff like I normally would if it was Toshinori. And I'm pouring the coffee and I'm like, so, Madara. And he's like, he instantly like changed back. He's like, how did you know? I'm like, because I have to know, like, you're not Toshinori. I said, Toshinori doesn't drink with his cup that way. He doesn't do that. I just started naming a bunch of stuff he doesn't do. And I'm like, what's your, like, what are you trying to do? And he's like, well, I'm trying to spend more time with you without you knowing. Obviously, I can't fool your eye. I'm like, you can't. So there you go. I said, so don't try and trick me no more. He said, okay, well, I'm going to go home now then. He goes, but before going home, I think you might want to talk to Keigo. I said, why? What does Keigo have to do with this? He's like, he just wanted to talk to you about some things. Go and see him and go see what he has to say. I'm like, I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to go home. I said, I'm pretty tired. I actually want to try and get some sleep because after work. He goes, oh, no, not. He goes, oh, nonsense. And he waves his hand. And I'm in Keigo's house. So then it's weird because Keigo is sitting on the couch. And I'm like, okay, so Keigo doesn't sit on the couch like that, apparently, right? I mean, he doesn't look like he does. So I come over and I'm like, so now I'm just like, okay, I'm going to play with him. Since Madara wants to play this freaking game with me, I'm going to freaking play with him. And I'm going to treat him the way I used to treat Keigo when we were like in a relationship. So I go over, he's sitting on the couch. I come and I sit on him. I'm sitting on top of Keigo and he's like, Cotton Candy, what are you doing? I was like, shut up and kiss me. So we started making out and stuff. And then I'm like, come on, let's go upstairs. I got a surprise for you. He was like, a surprise for me? Why? I said, because I have a surprise for you. I said, stop playing and get your behind upstairs. So he starts walking up there and he's looking back. And I'm like, take my hand. And he gives me this look. It's like a, you know that look when people are in love with other people? He gave me that look. It smiled. And I'm like, yeah, weird. I'm like, yeah, go and keep walking. So we get up there and he's like, what did you want to do? And I'm like, what did I want to do? I want to do something special for you. You know what I want to do? He's like, what do you want to do? I was like, this. And I had a syringe I had on the skirt and it had pockets around the side of it. And I took it out. I had a black skirt on and I had on this white button-up shirt. Like I basically like I just came from work. I didn't have on any shoes or nothing, but my toes were painted like red. Picture a prettier version of myself than what I look like now. Okay, just hot for no reason. So I get out there, I'm like this, and I like stabbed him in the neck. So he goes unconscious, and I tie him up, and then I'm like, I have an idea. You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call Boo. I'm gonna have Boo change Madara back to Madara, so that he knows that I know that is him. And then I'm gonna have Kago come home and find him in his house, tied up on the bed or whatever, right? And that's gonna be that. Like that's the end of it, right? So I clearly tell Boo what I want. I think that he understands what I want. I think Boo understands what I want, but apparently the thing is just so hard. So, oh my god, guys. I'm so miss you. I'm like, Boo, what I want you to do is I want you to change Madara back to his true form. Because Kago is, I said Madara is pretending to be Kago. Change him back. And when Kago comes in, he needs to know it was me. He needs to know it was me that did this, so he knows what's going on. Because I'm just going to tell him, Kago's the only one in the dark. I might as well tell him what's going on so he at least knows what's going on. So the world's got reversed, okay? The world's got reversed. Okay, let me tell you guys what happened, alright? I know we're like 30 minutes into the video, but I have to tell you guys what happened because Serenity Mine. Boo, oh boo. He needs to know it was me. I should not have said that. So, meanwhile, Madara is at his, I guess, at his house or something. Um, so the guy that I knocked out and tied up on the bed, apparently, that was actually Kago, and telling him I wanted him and all that stuff, and trying to like grind on him and tease him and get him hard and all that, and then stab him in the neck and tie him up. And then Boo comes in, and Boo decides to change him into me, right? Make him look like me. And then summon Madara to come over. Um, he told him that I wanted him or something. And so he saw me unconscious and tied up. And he tried to take advantage of me, but halfway through, Keiko woke up. And Keiko was so angry. I'm not even sure what Madara did to Keiko. I don't know how far he went, or if he even went far at all. I just know that, like, so Keiko is like really upset. He's really pissed. Um, it's really all Boo's fault because it's my fault too because I decided to invite. I dragged Boo into my plan. Um, why would I tie myself up at Keiko's house on this bed? How would I tie myself up that way? Just think, Madara. Are you an idiot? So that's what happened. Um, He probably kissed him and stuff too. I don't know what he did to Keigo, but Keigo was so pissed at me. And Madara told him that it was all my idea, obviously. And he believes him because of how I came on to him and did all that stuff. Apparently, Keigo was really Keigo. Okay. Um, and I was just trying to teach Madara a lesson. Like, I can do this anytime I want to you. I can end you. I really wanted Keigo to see him tied up like that and just say, "What the hell are you doing on my bed?" And basically think of him like as a weirdo and tell him to get the freak out and don't come around me or Frodo. That's what I thought I would have got because I can't have someone like that around my kid, and he's really serious about that kind of thing. But me and him have not had a relationship in like forever. I don't know if he had longing and he just awakened it, but it definitely just like died when he found out that wasn't me and it was actually Madara. Why would Boo turn Keigo into a woman? I didn't know he had that ability, first off, number one. Number two, I didn't think he did not understand. I mean, I guess his brain works that way, so he's not dangerous. I keep telling myself that, but I just keep getting pulled into more and more trouble. And now I don't know what to do. Like, yes, it was Boo's doing, and Boo can do no wrong, technically, so I might be able to get away with it. I thought I would be able to shift back and, um, I thought I would be able to shift back and, immediately, like, everything would just, like, return to normal, but it wasn't. Because when I went back there, Keigo actively was, like, trying to, like, I showed up at the school and Keigo was there, and he's like, um, if you come to my house, just know, like, you're not gonna be safe there, okay? Like, you're gonna be violated in every way, any way I can find to violate you because of what you did to me. And I don't appreciate what you did. You have crossed the line, and there is no way for you to return from that line until I receive my. You cannot be redeemed until you receive your proper punishment from me, and it will not be anything good. I'm gonna enjoy watching you. And when he said I'm gonna enjoy watching you, um, who is that kid? Midoriya was running up, and I go, "Hey!" He's like, "Hey, Miss Kankeda." He's like, "I haven't seen you in like a really long time." I'm like, "I know. I resume classes in the summer." She said, "I look forward to my training there. All of us do." And I didn't see any other kids behind him, but he said all of us do, as if that they've been waiting, I guess. So I'm really excited to see how much he's grown and how much they've learned from what I taught them in their previous. Because I used to create like obstacle courses for them to go through, and they would fight through. They would fight through those courses and things like that. Yeah, I thought I would be able to shift back and everything would be able to turn to normal. Keigo's threatening me now. Um, Toshinori is still saying that my virgin ass is his. And Madara is literally just like, he's trying to get back at me too. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do. Um, but when I was in the school, so that was Keigo's threat. That's Keigo threatened me in the school. Toshinori saw me in the gym, but there was like kids in there. And he kept like smiling, like, "I'll get you. You watch, I'm gonna get you." And then Madara's like, "I'll kill you." Like Madara's the only one saying he'll kill me. He said, "It won't take much. It won't take long. I'll kill you, and then I can." He said, "I can always clone another you. I can make somebody who's not you and just kill you, and that person will live as you." How does? And it's like you're threatening me because of something you did to me, and I decided that I was gonna like lash back out at you. Like you're punishing me for that. Like that's my fault. I'll take 100% responsibility for Keigo. Like because that wasn't right. That was really Boo's fault. But I have to take responsibility for him since I've done that. So I mean, I'll bear my punishment for him. But do I want to like be punished by him? No. Toshinori, we are still gonna play this game. Me and Toshinori are gonna play this game forever. This is just how our lives are. He's got to get back at me, and I'm gonna try to get back at him. Like I honestly want Boo. Boo hasn't done a thing to about Toshinori. He hasn't made him forget or do anything. So I don't know what he's trying to do. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when I was on my hands and knees, shackled to Toshinori's freaking ceiling bed, Boo came in and he's like, "Hey, Toshinori, I need..." He saw me. He saw Madara. He saw him. He goes, I'm sorry. I go, no, wait, Boo, Boo, help. He goes, sorry, bye. Okay, Boo left. He left me there. And like, it's so great that Madara thought that I was going to be murked. And he decided to save me. But now you want me dead too. So which one is it? Do you want me dead or not? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys what happened. So when I go back, they're all going to be trying to get me. Keigo especially because of I don't know what Madara did, but Madara is really pissed about that too. He is so mad because he's like, I touched a man in a way that was but I mean you wanted that's what you get for messing with me. And I have a friend like Boo. I didn't know he was gonna do that. It would have been better if he played it like if he did something with his mind, but he actually changed him into a woman and then made him change back. Like, here's the thing, like, nobody follows through. It's wrong anyway. It's so wrong. I would say, but that trick, I know why he doesn't, I know why he did not stay Frodo. Frodo can't hold his bladder or his poop for longer than like 4 hours. Because most toddlers can anyway, so since he's only a toddler. But I should have just kept saying Frodo, Frodo, Frodo. I should not have called him Madara. But I wanted him to know, like, I was calling his bluff. Sure, that wasn't my kid. Like, my kid is mayhem every day until they can get him help. Because I don't know what kind of help he needs. Like, I don't know. I said, do whatever you guys want. If you think something's going to help Frodo stop behaving like a villain, do what you have to do. Because Endeavor actually punishes him. He disciplines him. And he'll straighten right up. He'll act good the rest of the day. And then it's a whole nother thing the next day. I think if Endeavor just talks with him and lets him know you're going to get a beating if you're going to get a beating if you don't behave yourself. I think Frodo will be like, beating, not behave for today. Okay, got it. And he'll be good the whole day. Like, I don't want to hit him. I'm not there enough for that. Like, I cannot really, I'm not privileged. I feel like being able to discipline him is a privilege. That's not a privilege I have because I'm not there all the time. And it's not right, I don't feel like, for me to come here and then be the bad guy. Like, my kid has to love me, villain or not. So, what do you guys think of that? Like, do you think... I'm not the one who switched him into a woman, okay? That was Boo. I don't know what he's playing. Is Boo really... It makes me think, is Boo really my friend? Like, is he really... I think he is. Like, there's no way he did this to harm me in any way. I think he got confused about what I was saying or something. I don't explain it right, but this is why he is so harmless in this universe, I swear. You guys have seen Timothy. I think I've shown him to you before, right? He's my handmaid. Yeah, he's handmade. I made him. I use him. I basically sleep with him at night. It's my buddy. And I use my safe word and I put it underneath him, next to him. If I shift, I'm holding him most of the time. And I try not to shift through sleep or be pulled. But Toshinori told me that I had visited him already. It was the night before. And I did not remember it. The sunlight beaming through the window thing, that was him. So Toshinori is becoming more crafty at being able to control me physically and mentally. I mean, more mentally than anything. Subconsciously, he's able to control parts of me. And that's really scary because I don't know what's in store. Like, I don't know what's next. So, I just wanted to let you guys know what happened because, yeah, so they're all after me. They all want me. Not in a good way. Madara says he wants to kill me, but I don't know what kill means. I mean, does he mean kill me by, like, does he want to smash me, or kill me? I've always been confused about that from the beginnings. I don't know. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think. So my plan was to tell you what happened tonight because I'm going to shift tonight. So this video will be released by tonight, hopefully. And I will see you guys in my next video. I'm going to say goodbye and good night to everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. Also, don't forget, like, dislike, or if you don't like the video, don't forget to comment and tell me your thoughts on this. And I'm going to put my Discord here as well so you guys can write to me in the Discord too. And wish me luck on my shift tonight. Hopefully, I'm still alive. Hopefully. All right. Bye.